The clock is ticking down, but do you know how to take full advantage of it? Welcome back to Cocky Gachas, and in this video, I am going to touch on the only endgame content as of now for Reverse 1999, and that is the Artificial Somnambulism. And more importantly, I want to push this video as soon as possible because the weekly rewards reset in one day. And to be fair, as much as I say that you can chill and you can do all the things at your own pace, there are some things that you can also put a bit of effort in to get slightly better rewards, even if you haven't completed the story arcs, and Artificial Somnambulism is one of those things. And over here, these are the weekly rewards. You're going to get some balls. In this video, I'm also going to touch on what you're going to spend them on. And also, you're going to get this resonance material. So mainly, Artificial Somnambulism is about resonance material. And over here, this weekly rewards reset every single week. But the fun thing is, or rather the good thing is, that there is two parts to Artificial Somnambulism. The first part is the surface, and the second part is the limbo. So there are two parts. I'm going to explain both of them. For the surface level, you're going to get rewards for clearing them, the missions, the conditions, right, whereby you can complete within certain turns. All of this going to contribute to these rewards, but all of these rewards, all of these stages, you do not have to clear them again. Meaning, if the weekly reset happens, you are not going to have to repeat all 10 stages and spend a lot of time, and then people are going to complain about all of this. But what resets is this bunch of rewards, and since they do not reset, the stages do not reset, once you complete it for the first week, if you complete all of these missions, it becomes passive income. All you have to do, log in, collect it, log in, collect it, which is why I say it's good to start early to push as fast as possible for the first reset. So this is what I advise you guys to do. And for the first 5 stages of the Artificial Somnambulism, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, none of your units are being removed. So you are able to use your full team for your story arcs. Use them. The stages are not that difficult. They also come with certain buffs, but of course it's going to be slightly more challenging depending on your insight level as your and your personal resonance, those kind of things. However, when it comes to stages 6 and beyond, you're going to be able to only keep part of your team. For stages 6 and 7, you can only keep 2 of your members that you have used in the battle, right? And for 8 and 9, I do believe that 8 and 9 both only allow you to keep 1 member each, and for 10 onwards, you cannot keep any of your members, including all this limbo. You cannot keep up any of the members that you used in the previous battles, and all of them comprises of 5 battles. You go into it, you can see I have completed all 5 for this dream itself. So you're also able to reset. And when do you want to reset? So this is when the tips come in, right? Where I'm going to assist you guys to push as far as possible. And for the earlier ones, there is almost no need to reset for 1 to 5 because it is going to be pretty simple, right? They don't remove your units. There's no point in resetting. However, when it comes to 6 and beyond, whereby they remove your members, that is when you potentially want to reset the unit so that you can redeploy some of the units that you used in the previous battle. So let's say you come to battle 5 and you're not able to clear because you chose the wrong unit, or you chose a stronger team for battle 4, which means that you are unable to deploy them in battle 5. You might want to redo battle 4 so that you are able to clear with different units and then try again with a different set of units for battle 5. This is where the resetting comes in clutch. Okay? And also there is one more tip, and this is also going to be applicable not just in the dreams, it is also going to be applicable for whenever you encounter harder stages, which is also why I saved this particular stage before progressing further. I'm definitely going to clear it, but in this stage you can see, right, there is certain cons and the extra conditions whereby a small game that determines your luck, right, examines your luck. Roll a dice every single turn, different numbers cause different effects, and for this game itself, for different stages itself of the dream, they have different conditions, but this in particular is where I want to utilize the RNG aspects of Reverse 1999, whereby not just your starting card matters, but the dice that you roll for this Artificial Somnambulism stage matters. You can see character with lowest HP percentage gains 1 stack of sturdiness. So if you are trying to push with 1 or 2 characters because your team, you only invest in 4 units, maybe you want to split your team into 2 and 2 for the surface just to clear as far as possible, you might have to utilize some of the RNG aspects. If you get the sturdiness of one of your useless units, right here, I did get it on Eternity, but if I got it on my useless Leilani, then what I want to do is to restart. Okay, if I restart, then it's going to roll a different dice, RNG aspects, utilize it to your maximum potential. You can see now I rolled a number 5. Okay, row number 5, and my Eternity gain 2 Muxi. Very, very strong. So this is where all of these RNG aspects come in. Also, not just for this rolling dice mechanic, the conditions for harder stages whereby you are unable to clear, you are trying to challenge it, you're barely able to clear, right? What you want to do is also to determine the cards that you get for the starting draw. So you can see, right, every single time when you start the game, you are going to have 2 end cards. And 2 end cards over here, right, it's going to be duplicated. So you want it to, as much as possible, be on your higher DPS unit or the one that you want a level 2 card for. This is especially good if you want to abuse Unli, you want to abuse getting Muxi fast for Eternity, you can just reset. Okay, if I just reset over here, it's going to give me a different set of cards. And of course, with like sacrificial units, you don't want their cards to be duplicated. So this is where you can reset a couple times, get a perfect start, so that you can potentially eke out another victory, right, with your team that is barely making the mark. So this is the RNG aspects. Now, of course, with the surface level, that is just the entry, giving you a tidbit, a tease of what is to come for the difficulty that you're going to face. And for Limbo, this is where all of the stages is going to reset, and they would reset every 15 days. So it always resets on the 1st and the 16th. And the rewards are pretty lucrative. You can see over here, right? It's 100 if you clear all of the missions. And all of these stages only have 2 stages. So it's upper, top, and bottom. So they're going to remove all of your members that you used previously in the battle itself. So you definitely need 6 units like I mentioned. And over here, all of these rewards also include the balls. And you can see that the reset timing, like I mentioned, right? 1st and 16th is going to reset every 15 days. And for the first 2 seasons, if you were to follow the China schedule, it is going to be the plant and star afflictors bonuses because the enemies are star and mineral. So in my reroll tier list, I also mentioned that plant and star is more favored to me for pushing with lower investments, and total of 6 stages, so 600 clear drops, as well as having all the balls, right? More balls, more luck. So definitely we want to clear, but we have a bit more time to clear Limbo. Artificial, the surface level layer is something that I'm more concerned with for a lot of you guys, and for a lot of people that are still doing the story arcs, they are chilling, casually playing, right? Do not worry yourself with the Limbo, even though it's going to reset in 4 days. It is pretty unlikely that you are going to clear if you slowly enjoy the story. So I don't really care too much about trying to push Limbo progression to you guys, but I think surface layer is much easier to clear compared to Limbo. But also, what are we going to do with all these balls that we get? Okay, more balls, more luck, you know, but then balls is not just for luck. Okay, if you go into the shop, Oneric shop, you're going to see what you're going to buy with these precious balls. Okay, more balls, more luck, but more balls also give you more of the resources, and all of this is resonance resources. Of course, I do not encourage you guys to buy all of these materials that you can easily farm, so definitely try not to buy this unless you absolutely need to, but focus on the brief cacophony. And you might be asking, why, Cocky? So many things. Why do I have to buy the brief cacophony? And this one is golden. I should buy golden, right? No, guys. The reason why I want to buy brief cacophony, and specifically from the monthly limit, is because monthly limit means that there is a time gatedness aspect to it, and we want to alleviate this of the time gatedness burden that you're going to have when you have the requirements to upgrade your units, but you cannot do so. And brief cacophony is also used for a very important thing, and that is for resonance level 6 to 9. Okay, and you can see, like I mentioned in previous video, for the investment video, I mentioned that a lot of your units want to stay at 10 resonance, because beyond that is very expensive until the late game, couple months down the road. Okay, so for the start, you definitely want to focus on brief cacophony, 5 of each just to level 1 time, and it's going to potentially increase also for the further levels. So you definitely want to focus on your intake, want to focus on the number of brief cacophony you can get, and specifically buying them from the Oneric shop is going to be the premium choice from the monthly pool. So once you clear this brief cacophony from the monthly pool, and it resets in 4 days, by the way, after that, you are going to be able to buy the rest of the permanent limits, or you can also work on the weekly limit. So monthly limit, weekly limit, then go for the permanent stuff. And I did make the mistake of buying 10 of those because I wasn't thinking that night. So yeah, after thinking about it, I think time gatedness is very, very important. We definitely need to focus on brief cacophony. So the next one, probably if you need the dissonance, then you can buy the dissonance for the weekly limit, but focus on that. The crystal cascade is also very important, but guess what? In 4 days time, you are not going to require the crystal cascade that soon unless you are a whale. But other than that, most of the players, you can have time to buy this up. Don't worry, the monthly limit, you can definitely clear it in the next month. So focus on Brief Cacophony, utmost importance. Now, of course, to clear all of this endgame content, the Limbo, the Surface, you definitely need to have good units. But do you know which units to invest in and how many of those should you invest in? So definitely check out this video if you haven't checked it out to see what are the investment strategy that I'm going to share with you guys. I'll see you guys over there. This is Corky Gachas, signing off.